Thanks for staying with us. Now, the case involving the Senate president has not gone away. The case has opened in the Code of Conduct Tribunal with another case also before the Federal High Court on that same matter. We'll continue to follow that story, and I will bring it to you when we have it. I'd also like to get your views on this matter. Please write to us. Let's hear from you. Now, last week, we assessed the performance of President Muhammadu Buhari, who had just completed 100 days in office. Well, this week, we switch our attention to the Parliament, who just completed 100 days also. Here is the report. One can be forgiven for thinking that the lifespan of the 8th National Assembly is more than the 100 days they have spent. Even before the lawmakers were sworn in, they had captured the attention of the nation with the spirited race for the leadership of the two chambers. The eventual election and swearing in of the Speaker and Senate President did little to calm the raging ambitions in the National Assembly. 100 days after, the lawmakers agreed that assessing their performance may be difficult.
I would say the achievement, modestly, is very satisfactory in the sense that the initial shake-up that led to the fierce battle that led to the leadership in both chambers was expected as a student of politics, because it's a new party coming into power for the first time, and it's a fusion of many parties, of many interests.
The lawmakers, however, speak of some of their achievements despite spending more time on recess than in the chamber.
With what has been put in place by the Senate, which even though I cannot speak for the Senate, as a senator I can tell you that we've done some major approach to what we expect the government will put in place for the governance of this country. First, we needed to be fully aware of what the institutions of governance are as today in respect of their functionality. And I'm sure you will have noticed that a lot of institutions have been invited to brief the leadership of the Senate on where we were and where we are now and where we expect to be in order to help the government to be able to move forward.
The most important thing is to be done first by the Senate and by the legislature is to help the executive to form government. But we can determine the pace. All what we need to do, we have people that are already reviewing bills, reviewing the laws. They will soon be coming up with amendments in groups. Committee will be put in place to start working. But there's nothing that has come from the executive that has got delayed so far. We are able to have a committee for our agenda. Able to have committee to review our finances, as demanded by Nigeria as part of change, that they want transparency, they want accountability, which will soon come, that everybody will be able to see the budget of National Assembly. We have set up many committees that have been landmark motions that all borders on doing the things in a better way. We have set up all the special committees as per our rule, and some members have put in some bills. So for me, work is going on.
We have presented over 77 motions in the House of Representatives, out of which 35 of them were passed and referred to the relevant committees. And we have about 6 other motions were withdrawn by the leave of the House. And we have also 39 bills that were initiated within the period. So it is not just about recess. We'll be able to do that.
But they point to external influences as also affecting their performance.
Yes, they didn't allow us to concentrate on the performance that was supposed to be doing in the National Assembly. You can imagine what we passed through before we elect our leaders. The influence of the executive on how to elect our leaders take us like 1 month before we can be settled.
It is high time that those who erroneously believe that they can fight on behalf of the president to understand that the president is strong enough, constitutionally powerful enough to fight for himself. And where he has not come out clearly to do so, please all those he appointed should be courteous enough to toe his part. All those who love Mr. President should equally be cautious enough to toe his part. And what is his part? For everybody and for no one, and ready to work with everyone.
A legislative analyst agrees that the 8th Assembly has not matched previous assemblies in performance.
The previous legislature, by this period, the leadership, were settled, and committees were actually, established and they started working. But in this case, because of the lingering crisis, especially in the Senate, the National Assembly, both in the Senate and House of Representatives, have not been able to sit down properly to pace the legislative, duty and responsibility as, expected.
He, however, waves off the allegation of external influences.
It's the inability of the leadership in the in the Senate in particular, to assert itself and be able to carry out, its responsibility by ensuring that there's a justice in the leadership disposition there, or in terms of also, other consideration that they ought to do in order to carry along everybody. In the House of Representatives, they have been able to resolve that because they have been able to address some of those, interests and tensions that led to the misunderstanding in the first place.
Now, everyone agrees that Nigerians expect much from this assembly, and they will be watching keenly to see if this assembly meets their aspirations. I look forward to having your own assessment of the National Assembly's performance in the first 100 days. Get your views in before I rule on the matter here on the Gavel. Till then, I'm Lanre Lasese. Bye.